Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. The Los Angeles Dodgers have officially turned a new page in their catching chapter, and fans across the nation are buzzing with anticipation. On Wednesday, the organization made a bold move by promoting top prospect Dalton Rushing to the big leagues. The 24-year-old catcher, who's been torching AAA pitching all season, now gets a chance to shine under the bright lights of Dodger Stadium. It's a decision that signals not just a change in personnel, but a shift in philosophy, injecting youth, power, and fresh energy into a roster already stacked with talent. Rushing isn't just any prospect. He's been touted as a future cornerstone of the franchise. And now, with his debut imminent, the spotlight is firmly on him to see if he can translate his minor league dominance to the majors. Emotionally for fans and teammates alike, it's a testament to the Dodgers' commitment to the future. And that future, it seems, is now in the hands of Dalton Rushing. So, who exactly is Dalton Rushing? Well, if you've been following the Dodgers farm system, or college baseball for that matter, you've heard the name. Rushing was selected in the second round of the 2022 MLB draft out of the University of Louisville, where he stood out as one of the premier hitters in the country. Since entering the professional ranks, he's done nothing but rake. Across 4 minor league seasons, Rushing has put together a .277 batting average, smacked 54 home runs, and driven in 185 runs over 265 games. That kind of production doesn't just earn you a call-up, it demands it. This year, playing for AAA Oklahoma City, he's been even better. With a .308 average, a .938 OPS, 5 homers, and 17 RBIs in just 31 games, he's made it impossible for the Dodgers front office to ignore him. His time has come, and now all eyes are on what he can do on the biggest stage. What makes Rushing such a compelling prospect isn't just the numbers. It's the way he impacts the game in multiple ways. He's already demonstrated positional versatility, starting 16 games as a catcher, 8 at first base, and even making an appearance in left field this season. That kind of flexibility is a dream for a manager, especially on a roster that values matchup advantages and in-game adjustments. But make no mistake, his primary home is behind the plate. Rushing brings a strong arm, solid pitch framing, and leadership skills that have impressed coaches throughout his rise in the minors. On top of that, he's got a left-handed bat with real power, something that could add a new dimension to the Dodgers lineup. He's not just filling a roster spot. He's potentially reshaping the team's identity moving forward. His most recent performance only added fuel to the fire. In Tuesday night's 8-5 win over Round Rock, Rushing homered and drove in 3 runs, further cementing his reputation as a game-changer. That kind of clutch hitting has been a consistent part of his game, and it's a big reason why he's ranked not only as the #1 prospect in the Dodgers system, but also number 15 overall according to MLB Pipeline. Those rankings aren't handed out lightly. They reflect years of scouting, development, and performance. And now, with the Dodgers in the thick of another highly competitive season, Rushing's bat could be the X factor they need. His ability to produce in big moments will be tested immediately, but if his minor league track record is any indication, he's more than ready to rise to the occasion. From a broader perspective, this promotion is also a clear message to the rest of the league. The Dodgers aren't just resting on their laurels. They're actively evolving, building for the present and future simultaneously. Promoting a top prospect in the middle of the season isn't just about need, it's about belief. The front office believes in Rushing's talent. The coaching staff believes he can handle the responsibilities. And the fans? Well, they've been begging for a spark, and now they have one. This move reflects the kind of bold thinking that's helped the Dodgers remain perennial contenders. It's not always about the biggest free agent signing or trade deadline splash. Sometimes the most important moves come from within the system, from a young player stepping up and taking a shot. Of course, with every promotion comes pressure. Rushing isn't walking into a rebuilding team with nothing to lose. He's joining a World Series contender with sky-high expectations. Every at-bat, every throw to second base, every mound visit will be under the microscope. But if there's one thing we've learned about Dalton Rushing, it's that he thrives under pressure. He did it in college, he's done it in the minors, and now he gets to prove it on the grandest stage of all. He'll have the support of a veteran clubhouse, a savvy coaching staff, and a fan base eager to embrace the next star. There will be growing pains, that's inevitable. But there's also the potential for magic, and that's what makes this moment so exciting. There's also an emotional component to this transition. Fans have watched Austin Barnes grow up in Dodger blue, from a young backup catcher to a trusted veteran with championship pedigree. His role in the 2020 World Series run, both behind the plate and in the clubhouse, won't be forgotten. He caught some of the franchise's most memorable games, including Clayton Kershaw's biggest postseason moments. Now, with Barnes designated for assignment, the team faces a future without one of its most reliable voices. But baseball is a game of cycles, of veterans passing the torch to the next generation. And while goodbyes are hard, the arrival of a promising talent like Rushing helps soften the blow. It's a bittersweet moment, but it's also one filled with hope and possibility. As the Dodgers continue their 2025 campaign, Rushing's integration into the lineup will be closely watched. Will he start immediately? Will he split time behind the plate with Will Smith? Will he occasionally shift to first base or left field to keep his bat in the lineup? These are all questions that manager Dave Roberts will have to answer in the coming weeks. One thing's for certain, Rushing isn't here just to watch. He's here to contribute, to compete, and to carve out his place on a team with championship aspirations. It's rare for a team already this good to add a talent, this promising mid-season. That kind of combination could prove lethal come playoff time. In the end, the Dodgers' decision to promote Dalton Rushing represents more than just a roster move. It's a statement of intent. It's about trusting the process, believing in development, and having the courage to make tough decisions in pursuit of greatness. Rushing's story is just beginning, but the stage is set for something special. As fans gear up for his debut, one thing is clear. The Dodgers aren't just chasing another title, they're building a dynasty. And Dalton Rushing might just be the next cornerstone of that vision. Whether he delivers immediately or needs time to adjust, his arrival marks a turning point. Welcome to the show, Dalton. LA is ready for you. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. There's a rumor making its rounds that could shake the MLB to its core. The Los Angeles Dodgers are reportedly in talks to trade for one of the game's most feared sluggers, Pete Alonso, the first baseman of the New York Mets. This isn't just some small rumor circulating on Twitter. We're talking about a deal that could change the entire landscape of the National League. Alonso, who's known for his massive home runs and clutch performances, could be moving to one of the most loaded teams in baseball. It's a story that has fans buzzing, not just because of Alonso's power at the plate, but because of what it would mean for the Dodgers, the Mets, and the rest of the league. For those of you unfamiliar with Pete Alonso, let's break it down. He's a guy who can flat out mash. Since his rookie season in 2019, Alonso has been a force in the MLB, setting records, dominating the home run derby, and consistently putting up huge numbers. With multiple seasons of 40-plus home runs, he's one of the game's elite power hitters. And that's the thing. The Mets star is one of those players you build a team around. He's the kind of player that makes you watch every game he plays. But with rumors swirling that the Mets might part ways with him, it has everyone wondering why they would let a player like that go. The answer, as it often is in sports, boils down to money and contracts. Alonso is due for a massive payday. And if the Mets don't think they can keep him long-term, they might choose to trade him before he walks for nothing. And that's where the Dodgers come in. The Dodgers are always in a mix when it comes to major trades, and they're no strangers to adding big-name players to their roster. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, they're all part of that stacked lineup. But imagine adding Alonso to that list. It's not just about adding another bat. It's about creating an absolute juggernaut of an offense. Freeman at first, Betts in the outfield, and Alonso at first base. That's a lineup that pitchers will dread facing. If the Dodgers were to pull off this trade, they would have one of the most complete, dynamic offenses in baseball. They're already a World Series contender, but with Alonso, they become even more dangerous. The move would be a message to the rest of the league. The Dodgers aren't just playing for the playoffs, they're playing for championships, plural, and they're willing to pay for it. So what would this trade look like? According to the rumors, it's not just going to be a small deal. The Mets aren't going to give up their superstar for scraps. If the Dodgers want Alonso, they'll have to give up something valuable in return. Word on the street is that the Dodgers could offer a mix of top prospects, maybe someone like Gavin Stone or Michael Busch, plus some additional pieces that could help the Mets rebuild or retool. The Mets aren't exactly in a full-on rebuild mode, but they're looking to get younger and more flexible, so a package like this could be appealing. The challenge for the Mets will be balancing the need to get value for Alonso without damaging their current roster too much. And the challenge for the Dodgers? Making sure they don't give up too much while still getting the piece they need to push for a title. But let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. If this trade goes down, it's not just about swapping players. It's about changing the future for both teams. For the Mets, parting with Alonso could signal a shift in direction. They might not be ready to compete for a championship this season, but by trading Alonso, they could acquire assets that set them up for future success. The Mets are in a tricky spot, good enough to be dangerous, but not quite a true contender. And that's where the Dodgers can pounce. They've already got the talent to win now. With Alonso, they could have the offense to dominate, and the pitching staff to back it up. It's a trade that could push them from contender to unstoppable. But, of course, it's not just the Mets who have a lot to consider. The Dodgers have their own roster and financial situation to manage. Pete Alonso isn't just a player who comes with a massive impact on the field. He also comes with a hefty price tag. The Dodgers, thankfully, are no strangers to paying for talent. But adding Alonso to their payroll would be no small feat with Ohtani on the books and other big contracts like Freeman's and Betts. It's important for the Dodgers to keep an eye on their long-term financial flexibility. That said, the team has always managed to make it work, finding creative ways to stay competitive while keeping their future intact. If anyone can figure out how to make this trade work, it's the Dodgers. And if they can pull it off, they'll be set for a run at the World Series for years to come. For Dodgers fans, this rumor is nothing short of thrilling. Adding Alonso to the roster would be a huge statement, an indication that the team is still hungry for more championships. Let's face it, the Dodgers' last few seasons have been filled with expectations, but without that final World Series ring in 2020, they've been itching to prove themselves again. Alonso gives them another dimension, an elite slugger with a reputation for coming through when it counts. And don't forget, Alonso has had success in the postseason before, so he wouldn't be intimidated by the pressure. In fact, he thrives in it. The Dodgers' window to win is now, and adding a player like Alonso could ensure that window stays open for a long time. And then, of course, there are the Mets fans. Trading Alonso would feel like a gut punch. He's been the face of the franchise for years now. A trade like this would not only be a tough pill to swallow for the fans, but could also shake the team's entire identity. But, as much as it would hurt, trading Alonso could make sense. The Mets need to consider what's best for the long-term health of the franchise. If they're not going to sign Alonso to a huge contract, they might as well get maximum value for him now. It's a painful decision, but one that could pay dividends down the road. For Mets fans, it's a risk that could reshape the future, but it's also a risk that could potentially bring in the pieces necessary to turn the team into a real contender in the next few years. So what's next? Well, for now, this is all just a rumor, and there's no official word from either team. But when it comes to the Dodgers, things can move fast, and where there's smoke, there's usually fire. If this trade goes down, expect fireworks. The MLB landscape could be dramatically shifted, with the Dodgers continuing their dominance and the Mets taking steps toward a potential rebuild. It would be the kind of move that defines a season, and depending on how things play out, could define an entire era for both teams. Keep your eyes glued to the news, because this is far from over, and who knows? We might be talking about a massive deal before you know it. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.